And now to the continuing story of the passing of Pope Francis. The body of late Pope Francis will lie in state at the St. Peter's Basilica at the Vatican from Wednesday until his funeral on Saturday morning. During this time, the faithful may pay their respects to the late pontiff. The Vatican set his funeral date for Saturday, even as the process of selecting a new pope began. Brenda Wanga reports that even in death, Pope Francis maintains the tenets of simplicity and humanity he lived in by his choice of burial site.
The death of Pope Francis has set in motion a series of centuries-old traditions observed in the wake of the death of the Bishop of Rome and the head of the Catholic Church. Hours after the announcement of his death, the Camerlengo, Kevin Farrell, oversaw the confirmation of the Pope's death. The Pope's official ring, the Fisherman's Ring, was destroyed and his official residence sealed off. His body was placed in a simple coffin and laid out in the chapel of his residence. The body will be moved to the St. Peter's Basilica on Wednesday, marking the beginning of the public viewing that will last 3 days before his funeral and burial on Saturday. And while the traditional aspects of that funeral will follow the laid-down traditions, the final resting place for the man who was fondly known as the People's Pope will be a break from that tradition. 2 years ago, Pope Francis wrote his will where he made clear where he wished to be buried. In that will, Pope Francis indicated that he sensed the twilight of his earthly life was approaching and he sought to express his final wishes on his burial place. In the will, he acknowledged the place of Mary, the mother of Jesus, in his life and ministry and how this influenced his choice of final resting place. And in honoring those wishes, the Pope will not be buried in the Vatican beneath St. Peter's Basilica, as is tradition with most of his predecessors. Instead, the Pope stated that he wished his earthly journey end precisely in the ancient Marian shrine at the Papal Basilica of Saint Major Mary, where he would always stop to pray at the beginning and end of every apostolic journey. He further picked out the precise location of his tomb in the side aisle between the Pauline Chapel and the Forza Chapel. And in the same manner he lived his life and served, the Pope has shunned the Vatican's traditional pomp surrounding the burial of a pope. He will be interred in a cypress coffin that will not be encased in lead as is tradition. Instead, it will have a further wooden outer layer. His tomb in the ground will be simple, without particular ornamentation, and will bear only one inscription, his name, Franciscus. His will also disclosed that the cost of his burial will be borne by a benefactor. Tens of world leaders and thousands of faithful are expected to attend the Saturday funeral service. Brenda Wanga, Citizen TV.